Hello all, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to let you know that we have created a WhatsApp group and we have been interacting quite well, and there are a lot of questions coming up and we are trying to give the answers. We're also discussing about some easily explainable solutions for some of the queries that the people who have joined the group, right? So based on that, today an interesting question has arisen. So I'll be quickly explaining you what it is, and we'll see how we can do it in the code as well. Okay. So one of the question was like somebody was printing the object using system.out.println, and they're seeing some gibberish number. Okay. So is there a way that we can do something better than showing that that particular number or whatever thing comes, right? So today we will first create a normal class, and then we will create an object out of it, and then we will print the object and first see what kind of output is giving, and then I will tell you what you can do that you can print something which is understandable to the user. Okay, so let's get started. So before getting into the coding, we are putting a lot of effort in doing these videos. I would request you to kindly hit that like button, and if you really like them, please share with among your other learners who are interested to learn new things. And if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you will not miss any future videos. So I am creating a new class here. Let's just say it is student. For example, the student has basic data members like string name, okay, public int age, okay, public string gender. Just for an example, we are creating a, and then maybe a small constructor as well. Okay, so we are going to assign the details to the data members. Okay, so we have just done creation of a class, and then we created a constructor so that you can pass values. Okay. So now what we will do is we'll write public static void main and create one object out of this class, and then we'll print it and see what will happen. Okay. So student st is equal to new student of Srinivas. So we have created the object of student and we have given the details required for the constructor. Now we will first print the object and then see what kind of output it is giving. Okay. So okay, I am executing now, and then let's see. See, it says some gibberish content, right? Ideally, it is the class name at the rate some random number. Okay. So what if I want it to be printing a proper value or proper data belonging to that particular class or object, right? So for that, there is a small hack to do. So now before we want to introduce that functionality, we need to understand what actually happens in the background. So what actually happens when you use system.out.println, or maybe you concatenate with another string to the object, right? This is the object. So what happens internally is Java actually calls a method called toString. By default, any class that you define, it will have a method called toString. okay, that you can implement for your class as well. Okay, and if you define it, then that particular toString method will be called in those instances. So what we will do now is we will implement the toString method to this class student and then see how it behaves. Okay. See, if I try to write public void toString, it is saying that you cannot do that. You have to say that change the return type to toString to string, which means that Java is by default forcing us that you have to return a string to your toString method. Okay, because that is the string value that gets converted and returned, and that returned string value is what we will be using in the catching. Okay, so for example, I will just say return object toString method is called. So now if you see, we have implemented a method called toString. Now I am printing the st object. So when we are calling this st object to print, it will by default call the toString method that has been implemented for this class student. Okay, so now if I execute, you will get this particular statement in our console. So let us execute and see. See, it has written this particular statement, the same statement. Okay, so now in order to make it more realistic, what we can do is, based on the data that is present in the object, we can show those details to be more precise. So first what I did is I just got the name and then I am trying to get the age. And then finally we will return this to return instead of that hard-coded value. So now what happens is, for any new object that you call this toString, or whenever you call the print method, it calls the toString method, and then based on the values present for that particular object, those will be dynamically printed. So let us now execute and see what happens. You see here, it says name is Srinivas, age is 39 and it's male. So if I change this to something else, and if you again run the code, now you will see the code has been changed, the data has been changed, and so that particular data will come automatically when you call the print method. So this is how basically you can make sure as what has to be printed when somebody calls the printing of a particular object directly, instead of showing that gibberish code that was coming earlier. Okay, so this is how you can customize it. I hope you have learned something new today in this session. If you feel the same, I would request you to kindly hit that like button and then share it with others who wants to learn. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so that you won't miss any future videos. Thank you so much.